Alright, welcome back y'all to another video. Now this one is going to be a bit different. This is actually going to be a story time video on something that happened to me in school a couple of days ago, on Thursday actually to be precise. Quite embarrassing, and it's been nagging me this entire weekend. I've been thinking about it, and it's really something. So I figured, why not tell you all about it. Essentially, it was on a Thursday, period 6 and 7. We had a double period. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially the same class but twice. Pretty ass if you ask me. But essentially it was a biology, and this was actually quite a special lesson because today we were using the quadrats. You don't know what they are? They're like these researching. It's essentially you just place it on the ground and you'll find like bugs and specimens or whatever. And with that you can like count how many there are within a certain field and stuff. But essentially we were just doing that. My biology class kind of sucks because I don't know anyone, and I don't know if this is just like me or if this happens to multiple people, but you ever get that feeling when you're in a class and it's full of people who you don't know? So whenever you get a group assignment, which this one was, it's so awkward just being with people who like you don't know at all. So that happened to me, and it was really awful. I had to sit with these other two boys that I just didn't know at all. It was so fucking bad. But essentially we're done using that, and we collected results from each one of our little quadrats that we placed. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently you were meant to get the averages of all of the stuff that you collected. Unfortunately, because our team was a bunch of fucking idiots, we got the percentages instead, and this will all be relevant later. Essentially, we all go back to our classes, to our seats. You know, we have all of our results, and Mr. Man, that's his name, absolute twat. It's got a ball patch as well. He asks for our averages, and I'm freaking out because we don't have averages, we have percentages. So I'm there like sweating my balls off, like just scared, terrified of what to do. And then out of the three of us, the one he asks is of course me, the one who's sweating his balls off. So I sit there and I'm like starting, I'm like my partner who is in my group points to the percentages and just tells me to say them instead. So I'm like, so he asked like, how many dandelions did you find? And I'm like, 6. And even though it's not even an average, it's just percentage, until we get to one specific one, which is the plantain. I said a quite an unconvincible number. Is that? I don't know if that's a word. And he asks, "Are you sure that's the average?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Well," and then this is where I made my big mistake of telling him, no, it was the percentage. This was the biggest mistake that I had made. So he then is like shocked and is like, are all of these percentages? And like, now he's raising his tone and like getting angry now. And I'm like, well, no, I go back on myself and say, no, those are the averages. We just didn't do the average for this one. We just did the percentage. So he asked me to find out the average. Bear in mind, the entire class is completely silent. It is just me talking, just me in this quiet class, no one else, and I am so like nervous, and all the anxiety is just going to me. I was sweating so much. So this is where I was really put on the spotlight, and I didn't know what to do. Like, he told me to find the average, but like, I need a calculator for that. So at this point, I admit defeat, and I just simply tell him, I don't know. I'll give you the results and you figure out the average. And that's what happened, and oh man, explaining it doesn't do it justice. This was so bad. This was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in school. In the 4 years that I went to the school in my town, this was by far one of the worst, one of the worst embarrassing moments I've ever had. One of my biggest fears was that everyone's gonna tell like their mates about this, and I was gonna get like a bad rep, and you don't want a bad rep in my school. So yeah, it was fucking awful. That's gonna be it for now. Maybe if I ever think of more stories or have more stories, I'll make more story time videos. But yeah, that's gonna be it. You know the deal. Like, sub would be appreciated, of course. Don't know what my next video is gonna be. No clue, but you'll just have to find out. But yeah, good day and goodbye.